Find. Yeah, I'm keen, Shireen. There's 11 people watching now. How early am I? My clock says it's just. I thought it was 1 minute to. So, good evening, Julie. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Alison. Hi, Lynn. I just thought I'd get myself organised. Hi, Jane. Oh, that's all right then. I'm not too early. Oh, enjoy your exercise, Tracy. Good evening, Judith, and good evening, Tracy and Joan. The lives have been absolutely brilliant so far, haven't they? I've managed to catch them all, although I was interrupted for Sam's, but the rest of them I've seen and they've been brill. Hi, Bev. I'm just trying to figure out how can you. Yes, I think you can see enough of my table. I've angled my phone holder slightly differently. Yes. I will be showing that in just a minute. I've been having a bit of fun with shaving foam. Not done any shaving foam for ages, and so I thought I'd try it out with a few different sprays. So I'm going to do that and then have a focal point of mandalas with it as well. Oh, it's really good that you've enjoyed it, Tracy. Fantastic. It's been lots of fun, and they are just such gorgeous stamps. I am so enjoying them. I've not put them away yet. They're just. I've been playing. I've done. These are the most recent two that I've done with the other set. So oh, that's lovely. Oh, I used to do shaving foam marbling with the kids at school, and we did it. We used food colouring and shaving foam, and then did like a silhouette of rooftops in the front, and then they chose the colours that they put in their shaving foam. It took about all day to get through 30 of them in groups of about 4. It was fab. Right, so we've got 14, 15 of us. What time is it? I'll talk a bit more and then we'll go into it. So if you haven't seen the new stamps yet, this is Mandala set 2. And they are beautiful, absolutely brilliant. And it doesn't matter how you cut them or how you colour them, they look different every single time. I've got a few favourites on here. I love this one. I can see lots of Christmas decorations coming out with this one. It's just brilliant. This one reminds me of a shield. Like we've been watching oh, what's it called? It's Uhtred on Netflix, and that reminds me of their shields. But they, they can use them in so many different ways. You saw my earrings with them as well, which I used this one for those as well. But this is great. Love the design in the middle of that. Yeah. Anyway. Oh no! You made Janet sneeze. Janice, sorry. Okay. So I've had a little play. I did these two with dilution sprays. So for this particular one, I used Cherry Pie and After Midnight. And then this one, I used Lemon Zest and Calypso Teal. And I think there's a bit of Dirty Martini in there as well. And then this one, I used Distress Oxides. So that's Salvaged Patina, Crackling Campfire, and Wild Honey. So you can use lots of different things with it, but it makes a great background, and then you can highlight your focal point. Your things like the mandalas go beautifully on this sort of background, and you can colour them to coordinate, and perhaps have a layer in between that's that makes them stand out even more. Okay, so we're going to start the shaving foam marbling first. Welcome everybody, if I've not said so already. Right, so I tend to use it's a cheapo litter tray. Never been used for cats, so it's all right, don't worry. It helps to contain it. It means that your spray doesn't go outside the box. Okay, so I'm just going to spray. Oh, excuse me. I have bought a new one just in case. There we go. Oh, it's not doing very well. That's not. Let me try my new one. Right. This is the your average cheap shaving foam from the supermarket. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'll just spray some into my box, and then I'm going to use Super Skinny Slim just to smooth it out a bit. So I've got a nice surface there. Okay. Brought some kitchen roll through from the kitchen so I can wipe the excess off on that. Right, and then I'm going to use some sprays. Right. So I think any preference over what colours I use? I was thinking maybe go for actually what I have got here as well, because I've not used it before, but I thought it might be something to try, is the Pretty Amazing spray, the Vintage Violet, and perhaps some Cherry Pie, and maybe a bit of the Calypso Teal as well. Does that sound good? Right. So that's a bit of the Calypso Teal there. And I'll have some of that's the Cherry Pie. And then we'll have some of the vintage violet in this corner, I think. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Okay. Right, so in the past I tended to sort of do like backwards and forwards one way and backwards and forwards the other, but with these I was a bit freer with it and just went round in circles. So I've got a paintbrush handle and I'm just going to go round in circles like this, and doing that it tends to drag some of the white in, which is good. Or you could do like a figure of 8 of it as well. Okay, so that's done that bit. I'll just wipe the end of my paintbrush. And then I've got some bits of card. I've just cut it down to A5 so it makes it easier to pop into the tray. I'm just pressing that down so that I make sure the ink is covering all of it. Okay, I think that looks about right to me. I'm going to peel that out, and at first you think, that doesn't look very exciting. So this is the magic bit. Okay, so I'm going to use my Skinny Slim again. I'm just going to scrape off and reveal the lovely colours. There we go. Yeah, you get different effect every time you use it, and you know, even with the same colours you can get different effects. It's absolutely fab. And it's like your first dip each time, it's quite vivid colours, but then if you want less vivid colours, you can do that without putting any more shaving foam in there or any more spray in there. You can go back in with your paintbrush, swirl it round a bit more, and then it tends to give it a more sort of muted effect. That's all right. I realise it's going to be some people's meal time, so don't worry about being late. Yeah, mica powders work really well in there, and Brushos do as well. So both of those are fantastic. So let's pop this in. Okay. And press it down, make sure you've got coverage all over. And then, oh, not quite. Slot that on there. Okay. And here we are for a second run with this one. So as you can see, a lot more muted if you don't put any extra spray on, and you can get probably 4 or 5 runs at least out of one lot of shaving foam. So you know, it is quite you'll have a session making lots of backgrounds and then be able to use them on lots of different projects for a little while. Okay. Rachel, you can do either. You can either let them mix with the shaving foam because it is damp enough, or you can mix them with a drop of water and then drip them on. So and food colouring also works. I've done that with children. We were actually donated a whole load of out of date food colouring, so we used it like ink, and that worked really well. Okay. Right, put those out the way now. I'll do some card making with the backgrounds. Oh, thank you, Ali. Okay. Right. So I'm going to put both of those on one side to dry off a bit because they're a little bit damp. Oh, but I don't know if you can see that sheen that's in there from that Pretty Gets Gritty spray. That looks amazing. It's really lovely. Evening, Angie. Okay. So what I did, I selected a few pens that will go with those colours. So these are Ecoline pens, and I thought I'd do just like one of the samples that I did. It was a 5x7 card. I'm going to do a strip of that down the middle, and then a mandala layered up as the focal point on it. Okay, so just going to I've got a piece of card here. Here we go. I'm going to stamp. Let me find my stamp. Here we go. Right. So this is the star-shaped mandala that's on set 2. Okay. I'm going to use Versafine Clair. This is a black one. I'm going to stamp it. This is mixed media card. There we go. Yeah, because shaving foam doesn't tend to be particularly wet, not like using sprays directly onto the paper, I tend to let it dry naturally because by the time we've done the other stuff, that'll be dry enough to use. It also smells nice, so you can, you end up with a slightly scented card. Yeah, as Bev says, by the time you've done a few pulls from, your first piece will be dry. I'd say another 5 minutes, that'll probably be dry enough to use. It dries about the same colour once you've scraped the shaving foam off. That's the lovely thing about the dilutions. They're really nice and bright and vivid, and so that colour tends to stay. Fit. Yes. Okay. So I'm stamping 3, and then I'm going to colour them and stack them up. Right. I think I'm gonna cut them out first, and then I'll stack them up. And I'll colour them afterwards. So Bev's made these really super easy to cut out. So I'll start with the most inner bit first. Because there's several lines, you just cut along whichever line you want to, really. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm cutting the star out the middle first. Steve's off upstairs to practice clarinet again. It sounded really good yesterday, so I'm hoping it sounds as good today. Okay. Oh, while I think about it, you know, Bev was talking about my cardies yesterday. During first lockdown, because there were no clothes shops as such open, I was getting my clothes from. I picked up a couple of jumpers from Morrison's. Other supermarkets are available, obviously, but when I was in there, I saw this jumper, and yeah, skinned him up it. It was like the one I've got on, actually. And I picked it up and felt it, and it was just so cuddly. And I thought, it's like comfort clothing, you know, like you have comfort food. It's like my cardies are like comfort clothing. And I said to the assistant was looking at it, and she said, "Oh, they're nice, aren't they?" I said, "Well, it's comfort clothing, isn't it?" She says, "Do you know?" She says, "I call it my Mardy cardi." Well, I know Mardy is one of those colloquialisms that is, I don't know how far it stretches locally. It basically means when you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself. And so, you know, it's that's it now. Since she said that, this is my Mardy cardi. It's like the nearest thing to a dressing gown that I've got that's not a dressing gown. Yeah, that's it, Shireen. I think everybody needs a Mardy cardi. I'm glad Alison's got Mardy cardis too. Yeah, Mardy, I do think it's fairly Midlandsy though, because I know I don't think people down south use Mardy particularly. I know when I was at college in Reading, I told somebody to not be Mardy, and they looked at me aghast and didn't know what I was talking about. So right, so this is the outer edge, and then I'm going to do those bits as well. Oh, Noreen, you use Mardy. Okay. Maybe it was just the people who I was there with. Yeah, if you were told to not be Mardy, then it was like, don't sulk. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Yeah, I'm in Nottingham, so Leicester's not far away, is it? And I know, yeah, Kim will know Mardy as well, I'm sure. Yeah, it would mean about the same sort of thing. Okay, that's 2 done. And then we're on to the third one. So this one, I've got to remember not to cut all the way up the star and just to this bit. So it's just the frilly edge that I'm cutting off this time. Yeah, got a monk on would be very similar, definitely. Yeah, so whenever I'm crafting, because it's comfortable, I wear my Mardy Cardi. Yes. Oh, do you know what? I didn't realise. There I was in the supermarket, looking on the shelf where the shaving foam was, and it was like bulldog this and fancy that, and it was, not what I was looking for at all. And I was thinking, oh no, I want some cheap shaving foam. And actually, just round the corner was the supermarket own brand that was about, I think it was 65 pence, it might have been 75 pence, something like that, not much anyway. And it does last for ages. Yeah, I'm sure they do it in Poundland and places like that as well. Okay. There you go, Steve started playing now. You'll probably hear him. Okay. So I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, I definitely want to use that. So I'm going to go for some Ecolines. This one is Carmine, is that how you pronounce it? This is Sky Blue. And then I've got, what's this one? Red Violet and Ultramarine Violet. So I thought those went nicely with those colours. Can you see that sheen? I've fallen in love with this. Look at that. Whoa, very nice. Okay. Right, so I'm going to colour in, I think, I'll start with I have a frilly pink edge. I found a box upstairs that got some shaving foam in from when I used to do it with the kids at school, and it was actually not foaming anymore. So I had got the one can that was almost empty, but I thought I'll go and get another one just in case, because it wouldn't be a good look on a live to run out, would it? Yeah, and I've also had a new heat tool because the other one, lovely that it was, and attached to it that I switched it on and it didn't come on straight away, and then I shook it and it did come on. So I decided that was probably not quite safe. And yeah, you don't want to electrocute yourself on a live really either, do you? Oh, Ali, I'm so pleased to hear that. I've got paint all down my pajamas. Yeah, I tend to craft in my PJ, particularly on a Sunday. Love crafting in my PJs. Right, I'm just doing these bits on here, and I'll probably, in fact, I'll probably do most of it because I just want to see how it. If I'm layering something up like this, it's a really good idea. Well, I think it is anyway. To like practice on your bottom bit, because you're going to stick something over the top of it, but you can see how the colours go together. And, you know, you might decide that, oh, actually, I don't want those two colours next to each other after all, and change your mind and do it a different way round on the rest of it. But it just, I like doing it this way round. Yeah, I did buy a quiet one. I thought about different makes, but it's like a BMW. It's just all swish, and I love it. Right, so I think now I'll go in, trying to decide what to do. If I don't just want to do it all this top layer in the red. So what I'm wondering is if I do like segments. Alternate segments. Joe, I admire you. That sounds like excellent multitasking, that does. I hope you do better than I did this morning, because my cheese scones were very well done. I didn't burn them. They were a little bit crunchy though on the top. Okay, so that was the carmine, and then this one is the ultramarine violet. And I mean, the other thing you could do, of course, is you could use the you could paint them with the dilution sprays. Oh, Carol, that's a good idea. Buying t-shirts, big baggy t-shirts that cover everything up. Maybe I should start doing that. Then again, I might make myself an apron. Should be easy enough to do, and I've got enough fabric to do it. I think that works. I do it like that. Right, I don't really need to faff about with this. I'm just doing it quite roughly, but I quite like that idea. So I think I'll stick with that. So these bits in blue. I don't know. Sam, is that Sam or Bev, or is that both of you who say no good with the needle and thread? Sorry, I'm missing a few of your comments here. Right, so that's blue, so I'll go round, I'll just go round the edge of this, she says. Does it matter which way round it is? Let's check. Nope. Okay. So I'll just go, it doesn't matter about the middle. If I go around the edge, sorry, I'm keep moving that way, don't I? Let's try and keep it more on the screen. Okay. So this one I'll take a bit more time over. So I'm going to go in the dots and the little frilly bits in the middle with my gel pens in a few minutes. So I don't need to worry too much about those. I can colour over them and then go back in later. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's got a cardie or several cardies. I tell you what I used to have, but they got a bit tatty and started falling apart. I've got like a shirt with like a bit of a fleecy lining to it. That was me previous version of a Mardy cardie. Okay. I think we all need Be Crafty aprons, actually. I tell you what, though, I don't think mine would look as pristine as Bev's does by the time I'd finished. It would all go terribly wrong. Right. That's looking okay. I'm going to use some 3D glue for this, which I'm sure I've got some somewhere just here. Thought I had. Look, yes, I have. Here we go. So I was going to use sticky pads, but I've run out. I don't know how I've run out, but I hadn't got as many as I thought I got, so I'm using some glue in a 3D glue in a syringe instead. Okay. Yeah, merch would be a good idea. I like that idea. Did I just put my head under the camera? Okay. Just spotted a couple of places there where I need to go back in with a pen. Look. Just... Okay. What I should probably have done... No, it's all right. I know what I'll do. I'll use some... I was going to use my gel pens. I might use some liquid pearls as well, just to go over a few bits. Okay, so I'm going to pop that on one side to dry for a few minutes, and we'll go with the rest of the card. How are we doing for time? Okay, we're doing fine. Right, now then, over here, I've got some cards ready. So, here we go. So this is a 5x7 card, and I just thought a strip of that down the middle of there will look rather gorgeous. But before I do that, I thought it would be nice to do a little bit of stamping on it, but I want it to be quite subtle, quite in the background. Don't want anything very bold. And I've just realised I should have got the ink out. There won't be a Crafter-Lanch. I'm sure there won't be a Crafter-Lanch, but I think I might have a little bit, have to rummage a little bit for the ink. Let me see. Here. No, here we go. It's not too far out the way at all. Okay. So, I'm thinking shaded lilac. Shaded lilac distress ink might be just the ticket. Okay. Polo shirts, t-shirts, hoodies. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I think we should go for it. Right. So, bit like Sam did in her live, where she did that, made it look like lace around the edge. Thought we'd go in on this one and see if we can do something similar, like that. Quite like that. There we go. So it's quite subtle. That is. I think, you know, needs to be really, because we're going bold in a few minutes. Okay. Be crafty PJs. Oh, yeah. There we go. So I've got a little lacy edge to it with the, it was a shaded lilac distress ink. Okay. And then thought we'd cut a strip of this. So it's dry enough now to stick down. I think something I sometimes do, which might sound a bit weird, is I iron stuff on the back like this, or put a piece of kitchen roll over it and iron it just to flatten it out a bit. Oh, I wish there was a bit more blue. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim the middle bit out. I know it means... Right. Okay. I can use these bits later on other stuff, but I do like that blue in it and the purple. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. I'll just trim a little bit off this end and then line it up and see. Okay, I think that's looking all right, isn't it? Right. Okay. I might have to trim it a little bit more once I get it stuck down, but should be about right, I think. I did change the blade on my knife the other day because Steve had used it for opening a parcel, and yeah, it wasn't doing what it should do. Right. Going to use double-sided tape for this, I think. Oh, thank you. Do you know, I think it was the last live that I did. I cut my fingernails before I did it, and then I was regretting it because I couldn't peel the back off some tape, or I wasn't very good. So I've not trimmed my nails yet this week. Okay. A Be Crafty karate suit, that would be good, wouldn't it? Right. So I'm just lining that up with the top edge, and then I'll pull these bits off. It's funny, isn't it, how things things tend to go like out of fashion, because my mum used to wear pinnies all the time. It's like, I think I've only ever had one and barely worn it. Okay, so that's that bit. And now, here we go. I should have in here some squares that I've cut out. So I'm thinking that with my star on the top. Okay. But I want this to stand out a little bit, so I'm just going to go round the edge. I'm thinking maybe, oh, I've got a sponge with a bit of purple ink on there. I'm guessing that it's Villainous Potion that I'm going round the edge with. It just gives it that little bit of a border, makes it stand out a bit. Okay. That's better. Right. And I think I will put a little bit of 3D glue on the back of that as well. It's not going to be standing very proud, but just a tiny bit. Okay. And then I think that way on, so it's not overhanging the edge. Looks fractionally better. I don't know. Any preferences? What do you think? I think I prefer it not hanging over the edge. Right, before I stick that down, the other thing I'm just going to do is I'm going to use my white gel pen, which is here. There we go. I'm just going to do like a faux stitched line down this edge of the shaving foam marbling. And the same up this side. Okay. Right. So we'll add a bit more glue onto this and put it in place. Right, so is it that way? Yeah, that way around. Okay. So that's in place. And I think I'm going to use my, this is my Jelly Roll Moonlight, and it's the bright pink one. I think a few highlights of this will look amazing. Okay. Oop. Right. Just checking the time again. It's so easy to not realise how long you've been on when you're doing this. Okay. And then in the other bits, I think purple, I think. Oh, this one. So this is the other, the sort of pinky purpley one. And then the bottom layer, I'm going in with a bright pink again because I think it goes really well, this sort of neon pink on those spots. And then finally, in the middle, that's the blue for that bit. And then I think we'll have pink in the middle. There we go. Okay. Whoops. That was just my water bottle falling over, nothing else. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me tonight. I think that's nearly an hour, isn't it? So I'd better stop there. If you haven't already got the mandala stamps, do go and get them because they are just amazing. They're absolutely brilliant. You can make a simplest card, like I know Sam showed one that I did earlier that was done with stamping them in silver and silver embossing them, and then putting a little bit of a grey fine line, grey line around them. Or you can go full out an hour's card. You know, it's some are really quick, so you can do amazing things with them in a relatively short time or longer time. That's another one that I layered up earlier. That stamp I thought has had quite a few outings today, so I thought it'd be good to give the star a bit of a go. But can you imagine that star in silvers and golds, maybe even on acetate and done on both sides, so it's hanging like a Christmas decoration, don't you think? I can't wait to play with them some more. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to tune in. You've got an hour to go with another giveaway, and then Bev will be on for Try It Out Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Okay, which I shall probably join a little bit late because I'm going to go and cook tea next. All right. So thank you so much, and make sure you get those mandalas checked out in your baskets because they are amazing. Okay, thanks for joining me then. Bye.